Hey, everybody.
Hello there.
Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to SexyNerdScience, Season 4, Episode 2, or as I like to call it, 402 for our area code. But what?
Yeah,
That is your area code, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's right. It's also dyslexic 420.
I've been saving that. I didn't tell anybody that this is going to be that. So, yeah, this is we'll call it area code 402 podcast. I don't know.
We should really do episode 420 in Denver.
Fine, let's do it. 20 weeks from now.
That wouldn't be too bad, actually.
So welcome to Sexy Nerd Science. I'm Drew. I'm sitting here with Josh and Dale and Chris English, or otherwise known as Papa Bear. You want to go ahead and say hi?
Hello, everybody. Appreciate being here. Thank you guys for having me.
All right. So, Josh, you want to give us a little rundown of how we know Papa Bear?
Well, so this month, Papa Bear is our Sexy Nerd of the Month, and we wanted to extend him that wonderful honor that we just hype up. We think it's an honor, but we wanted to have him as our Sexy Nerd of the Month. We talked last month about, cosplayers and people that do things with a cause. And we mentioned Papa Bear last month, but we just decided to give him his own month this month as our season 4 first Sexy Nerd of the Month.
Yeah, our Sexy Nerd opener. So if you don't know, Papa Bear, we did the 12 Nerds of Giving last month because it was Christmas, and so we had a big group of people.
Night Mage helped us make the list.
Yeah, Night Mage helped us make the list, and you made the cut. I'm just kidding. So yeah, we thought one of the people that was on the list that we think deserves a little bit more recognition or solo recognition was yourself. So do you want to go ahead and give us a little bit? I know you kind of did this in our cosplay interview for Kansas City Comic-Con, but for those who didn't see that, go ahead and kind of give us a little bit about yourself.
Let's also be real here. He's also one of the few cosplayers that's on our contact list of people we can just at any time be like, hey, Chris, we want to have you on the
podcast. Well, I appreciate it. First of all, thank you for giving me this prestigious honor. I've done a lot of things in my life, but being Sexy Nerd is up there with the birth of my children. So thank you guys for that.
I bet it is.
Yeah. So just to intro myself, my name is Chris. I go by Papa Bear. I've been cosplaying since about 2012, 2013. And it's become my complete passion. I go to all kind of conventions, big or small. And some of the ways that I give back is, doing the charity events and things like that. But I do free workshops and on how to, use foam and, costuming and things like that. And I've actually got a couple of free build days that I usually hold at my house for anybody who just wants to come and just learn how to make stuff. So those are just part of the ways that I give back. So
that's really awesome. I didn't know that. And I knew that you did the workshops around, but opening up your home to people, that's great. That's something we didn't even know last year, in the giving cycle. So it was really nice.
Yeah, I did my first one early this year. Well, early last year, 2017. And people seemed to really appreciate it. And so I was like, well, I'll just, do more. And it's a good time. So it's crowded, but it's a good time. So it's a nice way to, for the community to kind of expand what I've learned and give back to the community that way. So.
Now, are you Chicago suburbs or are you Indiana or?
I'm Chicago burbs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I briefly lived in Aurora for 8 months of my infant life.
Aurora's not a bad town, so it's not too bad.
So he claims he's from Chicago, and now he claims from Detroit. Now he claims he's from Chicago.
You know what? Malcolm X did the exact same thing. All right. Detroit Red, born in Omaha, and then hails from Chicago. So let's.
There you go.
Someone who's like, I mean, I don't mean to compare myself to Malcolm X. Today's Martin Luther King Day, by the way, for those listening. So I'm just going to backpedal here before I get really Trumpy. Gerald Ford did the exact same thing. He's Omaha native, but claims in everything that he's from Michigan. So, like, if you look up, like, the only president from Michigan
is Gerald Ford.
Gerald Ford, but he was born in Omaha. Like, I've been to his house. It's here.
Yeah, that's true. So Papa Bear, where did your name come from? Did that spawn from your spawn, or did that?
Well, my nickname in general is Bear. So, and that was okay. So, quick story about Bear. So when I was in high school playing football and whatnot, being in the locker room, I was like the only kid on my team with like chest hair at the time. So, they just called me Bear. So and it just kind of stuck. So, as I got older and had kids, then it was Papa Bear after that. So that's kind of where that came from. So it started in a football locker room like 15 years ago. So.
Nice. That's a pretty close to home story, because that's not my nickname. My handle came from 15 years ago too, and that was basically high school, not football though. But yeah,
just my name,
just Gebby,
just Josh Gebby. That's what it is. Everywhere I go. It makes it so, like, when you search my name, though, like, everything comes up, and I love it. Except there's another Josh, like, Josh Gebby, like, encroaching on my turf. I used to be, like, the top
Josh
4
Gebby
searches, and now, like, it's him, like, his Twitter and everything like that. So much so, my email, I had to go the real Josh Gebby because I couldn't.
Wow.
So you're not on the first page on Google.
I'm not anymore?
No.
Are you sure?
You don't.
I'm looking at it right now.
Oh.
And you're not on the second page.
I don't even know.
What's,
I have to be on it.
No, I don't see it.
Fucking liar, Dale.
Fucking liar. That's what you are.
Okay, first of all, Josh Gebby at Twitter handle. It's the third link down from the top there.
Oh, did you type in Josh Gebby? You just said Gebby.
No, Josh Gebby. My LinkedIn profile is number 4. For some odd reason, my entire home telephone number and address shows up.
Wow.
Check in images.
Oh, I know. In images, there's the old Josh Gebby, but then there's me and Abby Darkstar, me in a cage, other Josh Gebby who plays hockey apparently, and then me again. We're just going back and forth. Oh, that's not a flattering photo of me.
Is it this one?
No, it's my one where I was in Chicago to go see the Maine, and my belly was starting to hang out.
Oh man. All right, so we gotta move on from Josh Gebby. He's not the man of honor this month. So yeah, that's I like that origin story of that name. Now, so what kind of things do you do outside of work? I know we know, or not outside of work, but outside of cosplay. I mean, we know that like Night Mage has got a police officer. We know a couple other people who do other things. Is there anything that you tie into your cosplay that's from your day-to-day life?
He's actually
no, it's pretty separate. Like I'm in the social service field, so social work and things like that. So I deal with kids, kids and adults on my day job, day to day, and just kind of facilitating their needs, things like that. So, and then also too, I coach Pee Wee football. So that's another activity that I do work in, and I work with kids ages 5 to 11 with Pee Wee football. So yeah, just a couple of little other hobbies I have besides cosplay.
Very cool. Very cool.
Sorry, I burped over here and it's terrible. So that's why we're waving around. Like these go up on YouTube now, so people are gonna see us just waving. But I
Smells
was
like popcorn.
I was curious. What position did you play in football? I of the three of us here, I probably like football the most. So I'm just.
Oh, okay. I was a D tackle.
Oh, okay.
I was D tackle, and then I did some offensive guard, but I was mostly a D tackle.
Nice.
So
That's a fun position to play.
So just because we know,
Yeah.
I know it's going to come up, the Vikings Saints game. Did you watch it?
I was at work, so I did not.
But have you since seen the replay of the new Immaculate Reception?
Yeah. I've also seen the meme where the guy's getting stone cold stunned.
That's
You
hilarious.
guys seen that? Yeah, so,
That is.
yeah.
I was just like someone who's a footballer. Like we can talk football now, but he's like I was
Right.
trying to watch the game.
Football.
But I'm Bears all the way. So anything the Vikings do it's trash. So
It's okay. I'm a Lions fan. We didn't do so hot either, but
yeah.
we're at least number 2.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I can't say anything because the Bears are the worst team in the division right now. So yeah.
They've got potential. You guys had some like the best receivers, and then they went elsewhere.
Yeah. We could talk about the Bears all day. Just a lot of frustration there.
So I guess we'll move on. We'll do a little bit at the end here, but kind of want to go into what's pretty on topic for.
Oh my goodness, I forgot sexy news that we should have wrote up there that we didn't do.
Go ahead. What's it?
So Martin Luther King Day today has nothing to do with that, but I just want to point out the date so people know. The lead singer of the Cranberries died today.
Oh yeah.
Unfortunately, and I've been.
What's the Cranberries?
They sang "Zombie" and "Linger,"
Mhm.
2 really super popular songs from the '90s that I know if you heard them, you'd be like, "Oh man, I remember that." Very karaoke'd a lot.
Yeah.
But-
She was what 46?
46, I saw.
46, yeah.
No cause of death yet, but
Yeah.
just stinks. We always highlight. I know it's in sexy news, and it's never a good thing to highlight in sexy news, but like
I mean, their lives were the sexy part. You know,
Yeah.
the lives they lived.
and I just
Celebration.
I fell in love with the song "Zombie" like back in the day. Like I don't know why I didn't hear it.
It was
until
on. I think it was on a Guitar Hero. I think at one point in time, and that was pretty
Maybe.
much.
Really? How does it go, Josh? You want to give us a little zombie?
It's in your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. Oh man.
That wasn't terrible.
I'm not gonna lie. I've karaoke'd that song before. It's really good. Like, and there's a lot of really good covers that I've been listening to. And for whatever, every time I hear like the music, like with Chester Bennington, like I tear up now, and like with David Bowie was not as bad. I didn't cry whenever I listen to David Bowie anymore.
But most of David Bowie stuff is so upbeat anyway. It kind of like Chester Bennington had a lot of really heartfelt and like tug at your strings music.
Yeah. Cranberries were kind of grunge too. So
I feel you with the David Bowie thing. Like I get into, oh man, it's David Bowie, but he made it to where he's still lively,
Yeah.
But
music touches people.
By the way, that singing you guys just did is going to be in our season 4 opening now. Yeah.
I'd watch out because
I think we'll be fine.
No way.
But the other one was "Linger," Dale, and it's like, and you have to let it linger. You have to. That song.
I don't know that one.
You guys never heard "Linger"?
No.
Oh my god.
I've never heard any one of those songs.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, I saw the news that she died. I had no idea who she was. I'd never heard of the Cranberries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never heard of Cranberries.
I can't believe that the grunge Lilith Fair stuff didn't affect you in Chicago. I mean,
You're the worst. So speaking of, I don't know, I got cranberries getting stains out or something.
Oh my god. We try to make transitions here on the podcast.
They're most of the time. So
you ever get cranberry juice on your shirt?
Yeah.
What I use to get cranberry juice out are patented Tide Pods.
Yeah. So the Tide Pod challenge is going around, and I mean it's been since probably late November that this is like kind of spawned.
No, I think it's been since last year because like I even posted it. I'll post it down below on the website. College Humor did a thing almost a year ago about it.
Really?
Yeah, and it was like somebody eating Tide Pods, and I thought it was just a joke, and then people started eating them on the news.
Maybe. Do you think that's where it spawned from?
Well,
I mean, why would they make a joke about it if it wasn't like a thing already?
Basically, the thing about College Humor is like they have. I would assume that they're big enough to be some pioneers in some stupid things that happen.
you have no idea.
What do you mean?
Like College Humor. So like everything on True TV is written by somebody who had once time worked for College Humor. The Daily Show has a bunch of College Humor old ex-employees on it. Adam Ruins Everything is
John Oliver.
Yeah, John Oliver has a bunch of hosts from it. I see Dan from College Humor all the time. I can't remember Dan's last name, but he's always on John Oliver. Like
I guess my thing there was like, they I'm sure that they have the capability of thinking of something funny that has to start with eating a Tide Pod. So I mean,
well, I think their thing is like joking about reality.
Okay, well,
so it's like they make a joke because it's funny.
Sometimes, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like the Tide Pods can look like a trolley. I mean, I would seem like a gummy type trolley candy, like obvious. And there's got to be warning labels on that, like do not eat, because someone's probably gonna be like,
what's
this?
If there wasn't, there for sure is now. The
Papa Bear, have you wanted to eat one?
I was tempted, but I had to, I had to decline. The common sense kicked in.
The better question is, what is something that you wanted to eat, but you shouldn't? Like, is there anything around there that like you've ever...
Not like a health food conscious thing.
No, but you're like, I want to put that in my mouth and chew.
Like almost like a pregnancy.
What?
Like, I like, okay, to speak to what Josh is saying, there was people who were like, like in high school and middle school that were like erasers look like they would like feel good to chew on, though you shouldn't do it.
I've seen people take a bite out of an eraser in middle school even.
Like, I have.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like
pen caps, that's another thing. Like, I don't know what it is about pen caps, but if I get my hands, like if it's my pen, I'm not like chewing other people's pen caps. That's disgusting.
Right.
It becomes your pen.
But if it's my pen, like, and there's a pen cap on it, like I might just like start off by like putting it in my mouth and like blowing through it. But no, eventually, like I just mash that thing to pieces. And I don't know.
Okay, well, if total honesty here, I like to chew on paper towels.
Paper towels, and then like spit them out at people?
No, I just like to chew them.
Hey,
hey, whatever.
Yeah,
Cool.
This is a. We're vulnerable here. We're talking about. Things.
You're talking about like the really good, like quilted, like Bounty ones, or are you talking like the brown paper ones?
Definitely like the Bounty ones.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever.
There was a preference.
I just like take a piece off and just chew it like it's gum.
Can I point out that the reason why like a Bic pen has like the hole in both ends of it
don't
is
choke,
because people were like ingesting pens and they needed a way so you could still breathe if you swallowed
just
one.
like a light. I've actually taken a picture of a couple and sent emails to Lifesaver, and I'm like, hey, listen, your product is doing the opposite of what it's supposed to do if I choke. Like mispunched ones where it's just like a mash, but it's still a whole gummy.
Needless to say, people doing the Tide Pod challenge is on the rise, apparently. They said, so I was watching Philip DeFranco, who's one of our greatest news sources that we use on this podcast.
Because the Franco News Network is very reliable.
I pay money for that network, damn it. So one of the things that is in there, and I double checked this, it is true, between 13 and 19-year-olds, there has been a 20% increase in like the normal amount of cases within the first 11 days of the year.
Wow.
To the point where like,
so that's what is that?
40 cases, I think, this year so far.
And
so
that was
4 a day, roughly. Which last year they only had like only had
16?
like 80 cases of that. Like, I mean, it's so we're well on the way to being 20% over that if things keep going. Yeah, it's bad.
Why is this so popular?
It's because it looks delicious.
So it's kind of like the cinnamon challenge, or like, but those are even dangerous in their own respect. The cinnamon challenge, just because you could asphyxiate.
I'm going to say that this isn't a league of its own. This is technically something that if you ingest, even accidentally, like, is not recommended. Like, you're supposed to call poison control, which just in case people that are listening to this, National Poison Hotline, 1-800-222-1222, or you can text poison to 797979.
Yes, if your mouth is too full to communicate.
Correct. But
on the hotline, you can go ahead and text.
These are actual poisons that people are ingesting, whereas the cinnamon challenge, other like edible challenges and stuff like that,
I don't even want you to bring it up.
They're not something like, yes, you can choke on the dust from your cinnamon and like cough it all up, but I don't think anybody died from the cinnamon challenge. Now, granted, I don't know this for sure.
It's a lot more poisonous to ingest, or it's a lot more dangerous to ingest poison than something that's more or less edible.
Yeah.
It just, I mean, because I got to point that out. But also, I think it's the two sides of this. The people that are memeing the hell out of it. Like, how could people be so stupid to eat these? But you see, like, pictures of, like, Chef Gordon Ramsay who has them on a plate. And he's just like, this looks delicious. Like, so people are memeing the hell out of it just to joke around. And then other people are like, oh, yeah, I can do that. And then they pop one into their mouth. Like, so the actual challenge consists of putting one into your mouth and just chewing.
Yeah.
Like, and it mixes in your mouth, and then people start like foaming and like spitting it out, and it's gross. And I'm sure it tastes disgusting.
Well, I saw one guy who made it like a gourmet thing. He popped it in his mouth, started chewing, and then took the Tide bottle, like the actual bottle, and like drank.
Oh, like the blue syrup. Oh, yeah. Jesus.
Wow.
But I mean, I can't get behind people doing stuff like that.
We know. This brings up an interesting point we had a couple months ago. Well, it was almost a year ago when the Nintendo Switch came out. I don't know, Papa Bear, if you have a Nintendo Switch or if you heard about it.
I've played it, but I don't have one yet.
The cartridges for the Nintendo Switch, which are pretty small, are coated with a bittering agent to make them taste terrible. And upon hearing this news, people everywhere were licking their Nintendo cartridges.
Wow.
And this one is not deadly. There's no harmful. I mean, aside from the fact that some of them
possibly choke,
actually put them in the whole thing in their mouth instead of licked it.
Yep.
This one is not dangerous. The bittering agent's not poisonous. You don't need to call poison control or anything to that effect. However, I think it's the dumbest thing in the world. Like, if I tell you that brownie is actually going to taste like dog shit, why would you?
Right.
Why wouldn't you believe me?
But if you say that brownie is 100% real brownie mix, it just tastes like dog shit, I might still put it in my mouth.
I'm curious. I would be curious to put it in my mouth.
I mean, what does dog shit taste like? Who tested this to know it tastes like dog shit? Like,
What happened like to the like good old challenges like the milk challenge where you just chug milk till you throw up?
First of all, I have
Those
done
were
that.
fun.
I have done that. And I have done a whole gallon in an hour and not thrown.
Wow.
Did a 3 liter of Faygo once in middle school, and the vice principal of my middle school took my Faygo away because I was doing like every week I do like a new Faygo chug, and like my vice principal
Your
like
Faygo chugging's out of hand.
Yeah, one day when I did it because I was making money, like people were like betting me to do it, and then I was just like, yeah, sure, these are 99 cents for a 3 liter, like. Sure, I don't mind, and I do it, and then I get like sick for the rest of the day because like obviously it's 3 liters of a carbonated beverage, and
Josh is like
and I'm burping and crazy. Yeah,
Josh is like,
But one time, like I literally, I don't know why I was such a smartass, but so by the way, vice principal's name of Discovery Middle School when I was there, his name was Clint P. Smiley. Mr. Smiley was our vice principal.
I can't believe you called him out like that.
But so after he took my 3 liter, I was like, I want it back. And he's like, you're not getting it back. And I was like, I want it back after school.
I paid for it.
And he's just like, no. And I said my parents' paper. He's like, if your parents want it.
Hold up. He's got a Twitter.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
we should have him on the podcast.
Oh, please God, no.
I'm following him right now.
So we found out that so he's like, if your parents want to come in and grab this 3 liter, they can. Otherwise, like it stays in my office. And I was like, dude, at least give me the 10 cents that I can get for like returning that bottle. Because like at the time, like you could return, like I can't tell you how much money I spent collecting cans and bottles. We go and put them up and then get like a couple dollars, and then we go out and buy something with it. Like if I could have bought in a car that way, like that's how I would have done it. Like in Nebraska, there's no deposit on pop, but in Michigan, there's 10 cents. It's a lucrative business in Michigan.
Like those people who drive across state lines and bring the freaking pop cans back to the cash states.
Like the people that work at the airport and collect bags of trash filled with pop or filled with the cans and then go and deposit them. And then did you know that's a federal crime to not pay your deposits and to
really?
the trash from an aircraft? Yep.
Wow.
Knew a guy named Ice Pick got in trouble when I used to work with him in Detroit.
You're bringing back some memories.
I worked at the Detroit airport, and this guy who sold bootleg DVDs and
Ice Pick,
just everything. Oh yeah, I was like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Ice Pick," and I was like, "No, really?" He's like, "Call me Ice Pick." Cool, Ice Pick.
Cool, Ice Pick. Thanks. Don't murder me.
Didn't work for Delta. It didn't work for you guys.
He worked for us. Yeah, he was regional elite.
I was like, I'm 90% sure there's a guy who used to sell bootleg DVDs.
I'm sure he went over to your side of the terminal all the time and sold those. I mean,
I was like, I bought stuff from him.
Like, he never worked.
And to Dale, he wasn't Ice Pick. He was Steamroller.
I was like, he taught me how to download illegally.
Yeah. This dude would literally go and like, we'd park the aircraft. He'd go in the aircraft, take the trash out, and then go through the trash as he's throwing it away in the dumpster and take the cans and set them into another bag. And then every night while we're like getting bussed back to our cars, he would have 2 giant bags full of pop cans. And then he'd go to the local place and deposit the pop cans, get 10 cents per can. This is pure speculation, but it's probably entirely possible. He said he made $21,000 a year.
Wow.
It's ridiculous.
And on top of that, he had his bootleg DVD business
and his Delta job,
his Delta job, which didn't pay very much.
More than $21,000 a year.
That's true.
So supplemental income and all. Yeah. All right. So basically, don't eat Tide Pods. Basically, that's what we're saying.
Exactly. Hold on, real quick. We're gonna screen share my screen because we're gonna go over to the Clint Smiley Twitter account.
Is that him, Josh?
That's him.
Him. That is him.
Yeah. So at Clint Smiley with EY.
I wonder what he does now.
It says he's in. It says he's pleasant and productive, Plymouth, Michigan. He cycles. I don't know.
Oh man, I wonder if he like worked his way up to like full principal or
106 followers. I'm following him.
superintendent. Or
I'm already following him.
Nice.
Yeah.
we should make it when I go to Michigan next. We'll be like, hey, Mr. Smiley, you want to be on our podcast?
All right. So a couple of bits here. Yeah, don't eat Tide Pods. We think it's dumb here at Sexy Nerd Science. If you want to make a fake Tide Pod challenge and be creative,
Fill it with jelly.
fill it with jelly and stuff, and pretend, that's awesome.
Oh my gosh, you know what
What?
sounds
That'd actually be
delicious?
better.
What?
So you take like gummy candies,
Okay.
you fill one end with jelly, the other end with frosting, like cinnamon roll
Oh,
frosting.
like a
and then
streusel.
And then put it inside like the clear gelatin that you would get from like gummy worms. I would eat so many of those.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a Tide Pod mold, so we can like make Jello Tide Pod
man,
Jello. shot.
Pillow. It's a pillow.
That's a really good idea. I like that. Yeah.
Well, because it's not just a pillow, Dale. It's a pillow, but it has like the S shape inside it, and half of it is one agent, the other half is the other agent. Because usually, what happens is when
I wonder
you
if
clean,
the
one gets
sleeve.
dispersed first.
I wonder if the sleeve is edible.
It's probably
Because it's
water soluble.
So
So
it's dissolvable, so it'll go up in the dishwasher.
listen to Dale saying dissolvable, and then
Water.
this is a science podcast, Dale. Come on,
All right, so we're
Does it
done with
not
Tide Pod.
dissolve?
soluble when something.
Dissolvable. All right, so we're done with Tide Pods. Fake Tide Pod, trademark Sex Nerd Science, copyright 2018. So there's a new bit of sexy news out, or what some may think is sexy.
It was sexy like 5 years ago. No, it was sexy
It was
like 10 years ago. And then just got progressively crazier as time went on.
I think there was a couple points in there where it was turned around a little bit, don't you?
Maybe.
I mean, whatever. So Lindsay Lohan has started a Batgirl campaign. She wants to be Batgirl in the new 2018 version. I didn't see it, Dale.
I don't know. Yeah. Didn't show anything on my side. Dale Rogers started sharing. Oh, Tide Pods.
Nice. So Lindsay Lohan has started a campaign to be Batgirl in the new DC series. Basically, is hitting the ground running, stating that she wants to do Batgirl, and she's got a little bit of following and support with it, but that's mostly just from, I would assume.
And this is a childhood actress who did a really good job acting for quite a while, but kind of fell off the bandwagon.
Fell off the deep end.
Her last movie, if I remember, was it was a very low grossing movie. And then on top of that, the director actually fired her, brought her back, and then fired her again from the film.
Wow. And
so I think the last major production that I heard from Lindsay Lohan was something where she got fired from it. So I'm going to be completely honest. If Kevin Smith does any of these movies, I know who he's going to make Batgirl. Johnny Depp's daughter.
Is it? Do you think Johnny Depp's daughter?
I would assume. I mean, his daughter's name's Harley Quinn. I don't know if she'd be willing to do Batgirl. Probably.
I mean, she probably would, but I think she would want to live up to her namesake.
Yeah, but that's already Margot Robbie's doing a great job of.
Which is why I don't think Kevin Smith would do that.
No,
he would have to change it up. He would have to put Harley Quinn. I mean, maybe they could do like a
young Harley,
like a kind of like a Gotham. I don't know. They haven't brought Harley into Gotham. I mean, you kind of have crazy Babs, but anyway, we're getting off the beaten path here. So yeah, Lindsay Lohan is Batgirl. Let us know what you guys think on our Sexy Nerd Science Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Papa Bear, what do you think about Lindsay Lohan playing Batgirl?
I mean, like I said, it's been so long since we've seen her. I don't really see it, but I mean, I didn't really see Heath Ledger as the Joker either, and that worked. So I mean, I don't know. Like I don't see it. At least not right now.
Well,
but it yeah, who knows? But sometimes we're wrong. Sometimes we're like with the guy who played Lex Luthor in BVS.
Oh, what's his bucket?
Social Network.
Social Network and
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when that casting came out, I was like, this is going to be terrible,
Not
and it
Lex.
was terrible. So I was right on that. So, but I mean, I don't know. I don't see it, but who knows?
Well, and see, the other thing that I think people are getting mixed up is it's not Catwoman. Like I've heard a lot of people say, well, you can't have the like her be Catwoman or whatever, but it's Batgirl, and that's like I think the unspoken misconception people are saying she's going to be Batgirl is supposed to be a quote unquote good guy. So like you're going to see, I think that would help her in that role,
Yeah,
being a good guy, quote unquote. But I mean, what's her name from Clueless?
Alicia
Silverstone. I mean, that was the last time I think Batgirl's even made an appearance in a movie.
Yeah. That movie kind of killed her career.
Yeah, that's
kind of over after that. So
yeah, so I mean, like really, with this Batgirl, you kind of got nothing to lose, right?
She just tweets out weird anti-vaxxing tweets and things like that.
Alicia Silverstone?
Yeah,
she's an anti-vaxxer.
I think so.
Oh no. Okay, we got to move on.
The Lex Luthor was Jesse Eisenberg.
Yes. Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Right. So, what's this longest drive? What's this all? What does this do? Who did this? Dale, was that you? Come on, Dale.
Sorry, I have to do notes too. So I thought this was pretty cool. We have a buddy named Daniel who works for BMW, so I kind of get a lot of BMW stuff on my YouTube feed. But one of the things I saw recently was the longest drift within 8 hours. Not longest drive. I typed that in wrong. It's the longest drift within 8 hours. So within an 8-hour period, a car drifted, and the miles is how long it went. And it was a complete circle track, and it was on YouTube. They just did it on the 9th, which was last Tuesday. And this was pretty interesting. Everyone who's tried to break this record before, or that's beaten it so far, has done like drifts around with bigger gas tanks for the 8 hours, obviously. Well, they wanted to decrease in weight, so what they did, and this is phenomenal because I have the whole recording of it, is they drifted with a normal car, or like a car that's kind of tanked out a little bit, but they ended up fueling it as it was drifting, like how the military planes fuel as it flies. So they had another car drift along with it, and a guy went out the window, locked it in, and fueled as it was drifting.
Wow.
So I thought that was pretty cool in itself. It was noteworthy, at least. They ended up beating the world record. Previous record was roughly about 50 miles. And they ended up going, 80 miles, I think it was. But they went to 250 miles.
Wow.
Which was impressive in itself. And they did it literally like the other day, or at least the video released the other day.
So it was longest drift within 8 hours?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Huh.
So we're going to have that video linked on our page, hopefully.
Yep. We'll do that Thursday.
And all our links we should be putting in our YouTube too, by the way.
Yeah,
yep.
Of course. So that's really neat. Just for you guys' information, we may experience power failure. We did have lights flicker. So everybody that's recording with us also listening.
We're going to do a jump cut.
Yeah. So Black Lightning, a new CW series.
Speaking of power failure.
Yes. Speaking of electricity and whatever. Black Lightning is a new CW series similar to Arrow or The Flash. I would assume kind of produced by the same people. That's going to be making its way here soon onto the tube televisions.
Is it joining the Arrowverse? That's what my question is.
I'm assuming it would be because it is a DC comic.
Yeah, I think that's their plan, is to have them all interconnect. I mean, it's all the extended universe.
Also, real quick about the lightning, or about you guys losing power. School's canceled in your area. Just FYI. I was looking up area codes and a bunch of other stuff popped up with.
School's canceled for tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Really?
I don't know why I don't know why I know that.
Huh.
Yep, just letting you know.
Let's cancel school for Tuesday, January 16th. That is weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I mean, you'd probably be having a big storm.
No, it's just cold temperatures.
Yeah, it's supposed to get to -20 tomorrow.
That explains so before we get to talk about black lightning, since we're talking about electricity here, I had I say the worst fuel economy I've ever had. Papa Bear, if you don't know, I drive a Tesla Model S.
Oh, nice.
And it's all electric, so I say electricity is my fuel, but Dale and Drew did not like that. But I was experiencing, because of the super low temperatures, like the worst fuel economy I've ever had in the car. You almost half a kilowatt per mile.
And when you say electric economy, or like electricity consumption,
No, I think Josh is right about fuel economy.
I mean, I do too, but what's helping?
I don't want to give it to him. That's the issue.
But because it is so cold here in Omaha right now, like I did the math, and if it was this cold when I tried to leave, I could not make it to Des Moines. So it's very interesting. Something that they don't necessarily tell you about having a 60 kilowatt hour Tesla Model S is if it gets really
you could
cold,
just drive slower.
I could. Well, maybe. I just don't know how much that's going to affect my range. Like, I don't know if driving slower is going to affect it much. When it was 20 degrees and I drove to Kansas City last, we did driving like 5 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour slower actually saved me about 50 watts per mile. So not a whole lot of a change.
Was that when we came back?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was not nearly as cold.
No, it was like 20 degrees.
Did you need to like plug your car in or anything while you're here?
No, I should be fine. I've got like 120 miles of range right now still.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. So yeah, Black Lightning, we'll jump back into it.
Right.
Coming back. Dale, do you have a date where that's supposed to premiere?
No, but I'll bring it up real quick while you talk about it.
All right, cool. So if you're not familiar with the character, basically he portrays a high school teacher, and he is genetically different, and basically is able to shoot electricity from his body. Reminds me of DC's version, or DC's version of Static Shock. I don't know if Static Shock is even a DC character.
It is.
Or not.
Static Shock is DC.
Yeah. So a different version of Static Shock. I don't know.
Electro is DC or is Marvel's.
That's it. Yeah. So
I don't know why this was
Spirit. Those aren't Electro fingers. These are Electro.
Right.
Sicko Monster or Electro, whichever one you want.
Monster.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So that's coming out pretty soon here.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. It premieres tomorrow.
So Tuesday, 2 days ago, when you guys listen to this.
Yeah. Tuesday.
So the first episode's out, guys. Let us know what you
Yeah.
think. Comments down below.
That hopefully I would like to maybe do some watching nights or something of that. Maybe we can do that following week, or do that on Monday night, or Sunday night, whichever.
Papa Bear, do you watch any of the new DC CW stuff?
I watched. I'm a little behind. I watched like the first season of Flash. I watched like the first 4 seasons of Arrow.
Man, those are so.
Yeah, I mean, and it just Arrow just doesn't do it for me anymore. So I just stopped watching it. It was getting ridiculous.
I think they really kind of took a nosedive there.
It was. I mean, Arrow was like the best show on the CW. It was one of my favorite shows, period, like the first couple seasons. And then it just...
Well, see, I really think it was like they shot themselves in the foot, because it was very hard to keep up when they started doing the mixer episodes.
Yeah.
And I say that with a little bit of just I'll come back to the mixer thing. But but yeah, once they started doing the intertwining episodes with the seasons, like it really made it hard to follow, because if I didn't watch one, I couldn't keep watching the other.
Right.
Well, I mean, you would have.
It's good to do that once in a while, but they did it too much.
Yeah.
I just had a brain blast.
What?
Not to steal that from Jimmy Neutron. How cool would it be if Netflix, in this sense, like that has all the CW stuff, if they could
Timelined it?
Like have a timeline where if you start your Netflix episode, season 1, episode 1, and it starts going down the list of, chronologically, and it'll, someone just puts together the list in a good order where like it'll mix between where it needs to get you caught up on all the stuff. And then when there's crossover episodes, it'll bring in the crossover episodes in the right order to watch them. But then it would make like watching the series better. And Netflix, if you're listening, would get your traffic to watch it exclusively on Netflix rather than on Hulu or on the actual CW DVR, because they have it in the right order. And that could work for other shows that do crossovers.
I watch Stargate, and they do like the crossover between two different what is it called, the breakaway episodes. I don't know what they're called, but same thing. It's that I have a timeline that I literally follow, and I go between two shows.
Same nice for Clone Wars as well.
Exactly, it would be nice to have like a thing that automatically did that.
I think we have our what's that, Mr. Skin, but for I think we have a new thing going on. It's
movie and TV show chronological orders.
Yeah.
The chronology.
They're all on the internet right now. Like even Star Wars has like a better order to watch it in. And it would just be nice if like when I'm on Netflix or something, I can hit a button and it would organize the series.
Well, even then, like, if you're doing Flash and Arrow and stuff, like, okay, you want to watch this series, here are the other series that tie into it. We'll start you on episode 1 of Arrow because that was the first show. And then once, Flash premiered, we'll do every other episode as Arrow, Flash, Arrow, Flash, Arrow, Flash. And then,
and then once you get Legends.
Once you get Legends, and you're basically watching 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 until they do 1, 2.
Supergirl.
Yeah, until they do crossovers, and then
I think it would be a really good thing. I think it would be really nice to be like, I want to watch the best of Dwight Schrute, and like it picks out like the best or like heavily Dwight episodes of like The Office or something like that. I think that would be something like a new filing and organizing system. I think would be
cool. Yeah.
I think that the like systems would be intuitive enough to know those too. I mean
it's machine learning. You could easily do that with.
Yeah.
I know with Amazon, they have like when you're watching a show, if you hold your mouse over it, you can pause the show, but on the right or on the left-hand side, it shows the actor, a little bit about, little description of it, maybe some information about the scene. And so that metadata is already in in Amazon. It wouldn't be that difficult to extract it from Netflix or any other streaming program in order to compile those, best of Dwight or best of whoever or heavily populated whatever. So I think, if the metadata is there, it wouldn't be that difficult to code.
And I was joking when I said Netflix, if you're listening, except I tweeted or I Facebooked Purple Mattress the other day, and they totally responded back to us today.
Oh, another thing, I actually called Purple today, and you were right about that 10-year warranty thing. They're going to send me a new mattress.
Yep. I've done my research on them. Yeah. So Purple, if you're still checking out our podcast, we do talk about you on the podcast. I just got denied financing for a Purple mattress. So if you guys could fix that, that would be great. Because Purple, I'm telling you first, if you don't fix it, I'm going to go to Nectar, which is a Chinese knockoff and cheaper and has a lifetime warranty instead of 10 years.
Also, look at your background. We're on with the Purple.
We would love to.
We're
Purple.
down with Purple. Yeah. SexyNerdScience loves Purple. Also, if you want to send a free mattress my way, queen size or king, we have a queen size box spring. So, anyway,
shameless plug,
anything like that. So real quick, Black Panther had recently just had the most pre-sale for a Marvel movie, pre-sale tickets. Very excited to announce that. But very sad to announce that we didn't buy any of those pre-sale tickets. So we're probably gonna have to go see a Sunday matinee.
Part of the problem, not the solution.
Yeah. So the other thing here is that releases February 16th, which is a Friday. This 15th, if you're Thursday moviegoers, like we hopefully can still be. But yeah. And then back to the whole Mixer thing here with those shows that we were talking about. Dale and I just got done doing a Mixer stream today. If you're not familiar with Mixer, it is on the lines of Twitch or any other streaming service. However, you can watch both streams at the same time or up to 4 streams at the same time. So if Dale, Josh, and I were looking at doing a stream and wanted to invite Papa Bear in or any other Sexy Nerd Science listener to play video games with us or even just stream, what you're doing, I think it'll give you the option to stream multiple games in the, you don't have to be playing the same.
It doesn't have the same game, because I was thinking I could be playing Overwatch on the PC. You guys could be playing something on the Xbox.
Yeah, because I can play PUBG on the Xbox. Dale could play Overwatch on the PC, and Josh could play Diablo, and we could all.
That's awesome.
So our individual Twitch handles, Dale and I's, mine's Djibouti, like all my handles, DJUBUTI, and then Dale's, is that your handle or is that your backslash?
That is my handle. That's my everything.
Dale Robert Rogers?
Yeah, but I'm probably going to be changing that to something else, but as of right now, it's just my full name, Dale Robert Rogers.
All right. And then Josh has yet to make one, but we'll make him make one. And then there will be a Sexy Nerd Science one for Sexy Nerd Science specific streaming nights. So any one of us will be able to log on, and then you'll use a Sexy Nerd Science handle, which will be Sexy Nerd Science, like everything else that we do, Sexy Nerd Science. But that's awesome, and we really enjoyed it. Hopefully, we can keep doing that on a specific night.
Yep, it's also part of our Patreon, which we never plugged.
Yeah, well, we plugged that at the end.
We
Boom.
roasted. Boom.
Next up here,
plug.
that. So in sciencey news here, digital trends, best products of 2017.
Woo!
Yay. So we got a couple things here that I like. So I mean, Josh, you want to kind of get into that though?
The overall winner for
best
product was the Nintendo Switch. So that was pretty awesome because I liked my Nintendo Switch.
I love my Nintendo Switch.
Played it that often, but I was thinking about bringing it with me to Michigan, and while I'm waiting for my car to charge, I can play the Nintendo Switch because it's fun to play. Papa Bear, you said you played the Nintendo Switch before, but you don't own one. What were your impressions?
I mean, I liked it. I thought it was better than any system Nintendo's done recently. So it was definitely a step in the right direction because Nintendo's been pretty disappointing lately. But the Switch
hooked up to a TV?
Switch has been pretty good.
Were you hooked up to a TV when you were playing, or were you on the?
Yeah, I just did the TV. Yeah.
Okay.
It's. I have a love-hate relationship with the TV aspect of it. I mean, that's it's really nice, but it's. I have experienced some dropped frames on the 4K TV just because I don't think it's. I mean, it looks beautiful, but I see some every once in a while drop a frame or so. But
just none of the games are. I mean,
I think it's first of its kind, so it's definitely a change.
But that being said, a handheld mode I play often in bed when I'm just trying to fall asleep. So it's hey, I got this.
There's a joke in there somewhere.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, Overall winner, Nintendo Switch.
There's other categories.
Nintendo, if you want to send me a bunch of free stuff since mine got stolen, go ahead. And then a bunch of other stuff here that got
listed.
Well, these are actually excuse me, the categories that people could vote for. And what this was CES, all the people that got invited, most of CES is invite only. And so a lot of the editors, a lot of the people for papers or tech companies or YouTubers or whoever, they got like surveys ahead of time, and they got to vote on the best technology of these categories: cars, computing, emerging tech, entertainment, gaming, home theater, mobile outdoor photography, and then smart home, which is like, the home products. And so these products are, anything and everything that you can think of in the tech world. And so the ones that won for each category, the Honda Civic Type R for the different cars in the world.
Fastest front-wheel drive vehicle ever.
Yeah. Computing, the Microsoft Surface Pro.
Which Josh thinks is crap. Have you guys, and I know this is along the same lines, but have you seen the Surface PC that they have?
Yeah.
The one that lays down and you can use it as like a...
Amanda wanted to get it.
I really wanted to get it, but I could not afford a car worth of computer. Like $2,800.
It's a more of a gimmick for me.
Yeah.
For the emerging tech, Form Labs Fuse 1, which it looks like it's a mini fridge sized 3D printer. Cool.
Huh. Nice.
Yeah.
That looks interesting. So and for entertainment, Blade Runner 2049 one. And then gaming, Breath of the Wild, which was a no-brainer. With Nintendo Switch being the best one.
Yeah.
And then Josh's.
That's yours.
Is that mine?
Yep. Or no, wait, that's mine. That's mine.
Yeah, because that's OLED.
Yep. So the home theater was the LG C7 OLED, which is what I currently have.
Is it the C7?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's
Congratulations.
one of the best purchases I ever got. And then mobile, I don't think this is necessarily right. It says mobile iPhone X, which Drew and I both have.
These are not up and coming phones. These are what's currently on the market.
Yeah, but I'm going to be completely honest. So a lot of the reviews I saw, 2017's phone of the year was the Note 8, not the iPhone X. But
I was like, the OnePlus 5T is also made a
big dent.
Yeah, a big dent too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that OnePlus 5T was noted in that article there. So, yeah. And then some other bits here: outdoors, BioLite fire pit. Looks like it's a portable like gas, pumps oxygen directly into a fire, allowing the fire to burn efficiently. Smoke output.
Camp gadget.
Yeah, it's a camp gadget. So photography, the Sony A9.
I have the Sony A5000 and I love it. So it's definitely that brand and that the sub model is really good.
Is the A5000? Is this basically the A9000?
No, this is the A9. So it's a different type of camera, different series, because right now they have the A7000, I guess, but it's still part of the A brand.
Nice. And then last but not least, smart home category, the Google Home Mini, which I never actually looked at, but it kind of looks interesting.
I don't know how that didn't go to the Alexa. Like, as far as popularity is concerned, I mean, maybe not function-wise, but
I think it probably takes into everything.
Yeah, I mean, like sales, the Alexa was huge. Like,
or maybe it's
South
the machine.
Park had the jokes, and
maybe Google's got the monopoly on the.
Amazon's looking to take Google's top company spot.
Papa Bear, do you have any tech things that you're into at all? I mean, I know we talked about a little bit beforehand, but anything that stands out to you?
No, not. I don't have the Google Home. I don't have like the new phones. I don't really have any cool stuff
for your costuming.
Let's say that again.
You 3D print anything for your costuming?
No,
it's a huge trend right now.
No 3D print. I like everything I do is mostly just old school. I don't. Yeah.
Craft foam.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just foam in a box cutter. Yeah, I don't have any cool stuff, none whatsoever. I drive a van. I don't even have a cool car, so
You got kids, man. Come on.
Hey,
yeah. So
I wish I had a van at this point. I got a Hyundai Veloster, and I'm kicking myself in the ass for getting that thing. A kid on the way, and one that doesn't like to get in the regular door, so I have to put her in the back seat.
oh yeah. I mean, vans are awesome. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, kind of kick back over here. That kind of wraps it up for this the sciencey. Anything else sciencey that you guys want to talk about, Josh? Nothing. I did see a thing that came from CES that was like you will be able to. It's something that was in the news that you'll be able to pass on your basically your consciousness to a human shell, and that kind of creeped me out a little bit, but. We'll have more on that next week. I just wanted to kind of touch on it. Make sure I remembered that for next week, because we'll have to get more information.
There's a lot of questions. There's a lot of things. Well, not even that. Like, I mean, having taken upper level limits of consciousness class, there's a lot of problems with. I can see that going forward. Yeah. However, we just want to take this time again to highlight Papa Bear and his wonderful work as a cosplayer. I've always noticed, as he was actually saying, the crafting that goes into it, big builds, they always look fantastic. Whether it's S4E02, Omaha Comic-Con, or anywhere in between, I'll let you announce. I just saw that you were going to be a special guest somewhere, I believe. I thought you posted something on Facebook here pretty soon. Is there a con coming up that you're going to?
Yeah, I've got a few things coming up, and so the very next one is LodgeCon, and that's in Peatone here in Illinois, so that's local. And then there's Northwest Indiana Comic-Con, that's also in February, and then Toys and Cosplay Con in March I'll be at, and then there's like more, but they haven't announced them, so I can't yet. So.
Nice.
So this is it's shaping up to be like a pretty busy year in a good way. So,
sure.
And I appreciate you saying that. You take notice to that, and I appreciate that.
Real quick, do you have any new cosplays in the works here yet?
There's always something. I'm doing.
That you want to disclose. You don't feel free to, if you want to keep it secret, we'll keep it safe.
Well, I know. Okay, so things that I definitely will be working on this year. I want to do the Schwarzenegger version of Mr. Freeze. I want to do that one.
Nice.
With all the puns, I hope.
Yeah, right.
That's my favorite thing to do is send that GIF with the word "cool." Cool.
Yeah. The movie is it's a fun, bad movie, but I always appreciated that costume.
Yeah, that costume was really,
Yeah, that was like the best part of the movie.
A lot of people were peeved off about nipples Batman, and I thought without the nipples, those costumes were really good. No,
I agree too. The nipples, but without them, I like the silver in them, and all. It was different. It was cool to me.
Yeah, I liked it. I don't know. I don't care what anybody says. Free the nipple.
Did we just? Yeah. The second time we've talked about that Batman movie
in this podcast. In this podcast.
Yeah. Joel Schumacher.
That kind of wraps it up for this episode here. Do you want to take a couple minutes to talk about our social media here?
Well, first, let's get Papa Bear shout out his social media, and then we'll follow up with ours.
That's where I was going with that. Thanks for doing that.
Skipping ahead.
Yeah.
All right. You can find me Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Papa Bear Cosplay. I just started Twitter, so because that's.
You'll have a ton of retweets from Dale.
Okay, awesome. So anything you want to look me up, you can just type in Papa Bear Cosplay and you'll find me on.
He's a hard person to miss.
Yeah.
Not quite the Josh Gebby level of Google yet, but
Well, right, exactly.
I bet he's higher. Everything's him on Papa Bear.
We'll also include all his links and all the descriptions we have everywhere.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
So for us, our social media, as always, SexyNerdScience at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So go ahead and feel free to like, follow, and subscribe on those. And then you can always listen to us at SexyNerdScience.com is our website. Proudly done up by Dale there. And then you can go to our SoundCloud, iTunes, TuneIn, or Podcast Addict is where you can listen to us on those streaming platforms for podcasts. And then we have some little bit of merch here and there. Josh, I'll go ahead with that.
Yeah. I would say, so if you want to help us out financially in any way, shape, or form, you can go to our Teespring and always get a Sexy Nerd Science t-shirt. You can follow us on Patreon, which we're just coming out with here slowly
but surely.
It's coming out. So if you guys want to be a Patreon supporter for us, or our newest and my favorite thing, Papa Bear, you can feel free to do this if you haven't already. You can go to sexynerdscience.com/audible, where you can get a free 1-month trial of Audible and a free audiobook to download.
Josh, did you finish Ready Player One yet?
I did. So for the second time, I finished listening to Ready Player One, read to you by Will Wheaton. And I am ready to talk about it whenever the fans want to talk about Ready Player One.
Do you want to go to that arcade in Detroit with me?
We can, yeah. It's a fantastic book.
I'm not going to be there.
And Audible is also a fantastic way to listen to audiobooks. I don't know if you have to do a lot of driving, commuting, Papa Bear, but it is fantastic to listen to audiobooks when you're in the car.
Okay.
That's my favorite way to do it. Is I have
keeps your mind active when you're just mindlessly driving.
Yeah, I have a big long drive coming up here starting Wednesday, so I'll probably be listening to my audiobook. Currently, it is Bill Nye doing what's the book called? Real quick, I got to pimp it out here.
So while Josh is doing that, I want to just point out the Audible link again. That is sexynerdscience.com/audible. And with that link, you can get a free book and a 1-month trial of audible.com.
Yep. And if you want to catch up with me, definitely sign up for Audible. Listen to Ready Player One because it's fantastic and the movie's coming out. But if you don't want to listen to Ready Player One and you want to listen to what I'm listening to, it is currently Unstoppable, Harnessing Science to Change the World. Read to you by Bill Nye. And it's written by Bill Nye as well. So it's a pretty good book. It's his newest one that just came out. So, yeah.
Very neat.
Also, Astrophysics for People in a Hurry by Neil deGrasse Tyson. It's another quickie, but that's only like a 5-hour book.
Nice.
So,
well, we would like to say thank you guys to listening in and stopping in to listen to Papa Bear and Sexy Nerd Science here. Like I said, like, subscribe, and follow us on all our social media. And from everybody here at Sexy Nerd Science, have a good weekend.
bye.